Next question. Jocko, what are some workouts to progress in becoming more relaxed in the water? I need to lower my heart rate.
Okay. Again, this is a good question. It's actually a little bit of a universal question. That's why, again, I like to take questions that apply universally to multiple things. Becoming comfortable in the water is very important. Water makes you better. Water makes you a better person. And I'll tell you, I've said this before, in the SEAL teams, one of the things that makes us good in the SEAL teams is we have to deal with water, and water is a pain in the ass. It ruins things, it floods things, it stops things. It stops guns from working, it stops radios from working, it stops humans from working. You drown in it. Water is very tough to deal with. It's a very harsh environment, especially the ocean water. I used to say that every time you go in the water, it's a real world op, because you can get killed. You can get killed in the ocean. You can get killed in the ocean today if you make the wrong moves. So you definitely need to be comfortable in the water. Now, first things first, water will kill you. Water will kill you. You will die. Yep. If you make mistakes in the water, you will die. So whoever wrote this question and whoever's going to heed my advice here, note and be advised that water will kill you. So when you swim, you got to have a lifeguard. And there's a couple examples. A guy I went through SEAL training with, who was a stud, a complete stud. He was the honor man of my buds class and a great guy. It's cool to be honor man. It means you're a good athlete, but this guy was also beyond that. Was just a great guy, extremely motivated. His name was Keith Kimura, and he was practicing breath holds. As he was, this is, after we went through SEAL training, and he had gone to a SEAL team and served, and had come back to be a SEAL instructor, and he was practicing breath holds during an evolution for the students. And while all that was going on, they're doing stuff with the students, and he's down there practicing breath holds.
Like on his own kind?
He was he was in the group, but on his own, if that makes sense. So there's a big evolution going on, and while this big evolution going on, he's kind of doing his own thing. Right. And he died. He was doing breath holds. He stayed down there. He had a shallow water blackout, and he died. And it was awful. I mean, what an incredible guy. We also had some SEALs, I think 2015, that were in Virginia Beach, young studs getting after it, training super hard, and they both died in the pool in Virginia Beach. And again, these are frogmen. These guys are pushing themselves and trying to make themselves better. And they pushed that envelope, and that's what SEALs do. And they pushed it, and they went over the line. And unfortunately, they were training together at the same time. So you got to be safe. Don't train alone, and don't train with someone that's doing the same thing as you at the same. You can't endure the same thing together. It's a real simple rule. It's a 1 up, 1 down. So if it's your turn to train, I stay out. Right. And then you do your evolutions, and then when you're done, okay, now it's my turn to train, you stay out and you watch me. It's 1 up, 1 down. That has to be the standard. Again, people don't play around with the water. I've had shallow water blackouts, and they just come, and that's it. You're unconscious. And if someone's not there to drag you out, you're going to drown. You're going to die. That's it. Yeah. And it's sort of, you can tell that they're coming a little bit, and you get used to them, but it's sort of like getting choked out in jiu-jitsu. Yeah. You've been choked out before, right?
Yeah, many times.
Yeah, so you think you're going to make it.
Yeah.
And then you don't.
And you can push it too. That's the thing. Especially when you're training. Like when I'm trying to get stronger at like chokes, and you want to be, if you have some fight in you, you want to be able to fight, so you push it a lot of times, especially when you have experience. You push it a little bit, and then sometimes, because you just got to go, you can feel the blackout coming, but once you go right past that point, you can't tap anymore, and you go out. Jiu-jitsu safe, because usually the guy can feel you go out and they let you go, but bro, in the water,
it's like what the event horizon is in a black hole?
Yeah.
There's a line. If you go over that line, you're done. Yep. And that's exactly what happens with your consciousness. you can see that line. You're watching. You're like, oh, I'm going to be okay.
Coming.
I'm going to make it. And then all of a sudden it's gone.
Yep.
And you're over the line. You're in the black hole. And that's it. So be very, very careful when you're doing this. Always have a swim buddy, swim with a lifeguard, all that stuff. Now, back to the question, beyond the safety portion, is how do you get more comfortable in the water? You spend time in the water. Swim, surf, spear fishing, snorkeling, scuba diving, survival floating, breath holds, treading water. Just that's how you get comfortable in the water, is by being in the water. Give yourself little challenges. Swim with t-shirts in your hands. Swim with your clothes on. Swim, de-jock while you're just all those things to get to be in the water and do things and swim, and that's how you get more comfortable in the water, and you'll rapidly increase your ability to be in the water and handle yourself in the water, and you'll be much more calm in the water. And the reason I said this is a universal question is because it's the same thing with just about everything else that you're going to do. It's the same thing with swimming. It's the same thing with doing you want to get good at pull-ups? Do more pull-ups. You want to get better at public speaking? Get up and start doing public speaking. Same thing with shooting. Like when people first start shooting and they're all intimidated by firearms, it's because they're not used to them. So spend time shooting, spend time around guns. You'll get used to the muzzle flash. You'll get used to the concussion of the noise, and you will be more comfortable about it. So that's what you need to do in the water. You spend more time in the water, and you'll get better at it. You'll get more comfortable. But again, be careful when you're doing it. The water will kill you.
Hey, what does de-jock mean?
Oh, it's a term, as far as I know, it comes from BUD/S, from SEAL training, where when you put your scuba gear on, they call it jocking up. So jock up in your gear, and then in the SEAL teams, it becomes it's a term that means any type of getting your clothes on, getting your gear on, getting your clothes on, getting dressed,
putting your jock strap on.
I don't know.
That's what it is.
I don't know if that's where it comes from.
I think it is.
You can, but they used to play. Remember that like little kids game Hangman?
Yeah.
Where you fill in the letters.
Sure.
Well, whenever the class would make a mistake, they'd have jock up written on the board, and they'd put one letter in, and then when you spelled out all of jock up, then they would make you do jock up drills, which are not fun.
But it's just putting on stuff, your gear.
Yes,
stuff.
but the jock up drills involve ridiculously stupid and hard calisthenic workouts with your entire gear loadout on.
Yeah.
So they would, we used to, you know what bear crawling is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had to bear crawl with twin 72 tanks on. We bear crawled to the chow hall. I mean, it's a mile. I think our instructors got in trouble for making us bear crawl with.
You can't do that. It's inhumane.
Yeah, they were like the Geneva Convention called and said, "Bro, no."
Yeah. We had to bear crawl in football. We had to. There was an incident in camp in football at UH one time, and where we're supposed to be, sleeping, lights out, whatever.
Yeah.
And a guy who will remain his name is Tupu Alu. This is like when I was young. I was like a freshman. Tupu Alu, some one guy, and he I can say his name now because he admitted it afterwards. But before they were
otherwise we would have had to keep his confidential.
Yeah, it's totally classified.
Tupa getting after.
Tupu,
what did Tupu do? What did he do?
Okay, so people were messing about. We were supposed to be in bed, so security comes or whatever, and like everyone hides. Some say it wasn't me. I wasn't doing it. And someone threw a sandwich at the security guard, hit him, and it was this big incident. In and of itself, throwing sandwich at the security guard, that's more funny than anything. But we're supposed to be in bed. We're a football team. You can't do that. So it was like, hey, who was this? If no one admits it, everyone's gonna get punished. So of course everyone gets punished. We're doing bear crawls across the field nonstop. Mm-hmm. So it was like, I can relate to the bear crawl to the chow hall. It wasn't like, okay, bear crawl to here and then it was like you're going all the way. I don't even know how many times we did it. One guy was like crying, saying, "Fess up! Whoever did it, fess up!" Crying, grown men crying.
I don't like that guy.
Nonetheless, so yeah, bear crawl, that's rough, man.
Bear crawl's no joke.
But I think jocking up is because you wear your jock strap when you get in the game. Like a jock. Maybe one of the old UDT guys that listens to the podcast will contact me and let me know where jock up came from. Yeah. That's my
But
money's,
I
my
don't
money's on
think
that.
it's because of jock
It's gearing
straps.
up.
No.
Gearing up. Jockstrap is like the manly, you know. I'm telling you.
I'm not going down this road with you. Well, I'm not. It's not that I'm already down the road. I can't help that. You
You're not
dragged
gonna
me along,
yeah.
but I'm not going to agree with you.
Right.
I think you're wrong.
All right. There you go. You have that right. Yeah. There you go. Next question.
Yeah, let's go to the next question. I don't
All
want to talk about that one anymore. You're losing me on it.